2-by-2. They're going to throw it. McKinnon's got it, 15-yard line at the 10. Slides off a hit inside the 5. Jerick McKinnon powers into the end zone. Touchdown, Kansas City.
That was one of 2 touchdown passes for Patrick Mahomes the last time the Chiefs played in Denver. Hopefully, we'll see some similar production on Sunday as the Chiefs take aim at the AFC West crown. Hey everyone, and welcome into our game preview this week presented by Crown Royal. My name is Matt McMullen, and this week we're joined by James Palmer from NFL Network. He's going to help us break down Chiefs and Broncos. James, what's going on, man?
What's going on, buddy? I wish I have seen you more this year, but we haven't crossed paths as much as I would have liked, even though the Chiefs are dominating as always.
I know, it just hasn't worked out. We've been in prime time a lot. I haven't been on the afternoon slate too often, but looking forward to this weekend. It's a great opportunity for the Chiefs here in this one. If they can win this game, and if the Chargers lose on Sunday Night Football to the Dolphins, the Chiefs will lock up a 7th consecutive division title. That would be the second longest streak for any team in NFL history. What an amazing accomplishment that's right in front of the Chiefs here. Got to take care of business, though, against the Broncos to get there. And on paper, the Broncos are obviously not having the year they expected. They're 3-9 this season, but when you take a closer look, their defense has been dominant this year. It's the number 2 scoring defense in the NFL. Sets up a great matchup against the Chiefs offense, which is the number 1 scoring offense in the league right now. How can the Chiefs offense find success against Denver's defense on Sunday?
Yeah, if I'm watching this game at home, Matt, I'm like, I want to see this Broncos defense that's still playing at an elite level versus Patrick Mahomes and this Chiefs offense. I want to see these two go against each other. The defense, it's similar to what Vic Fangio has run over the years. He was here that gave Patrick Mahomes fits, and it's similar, obviously. It's not a lot of changes. The talent is there in the secondary. I think running the football is where the Chiefs are going to have their hay. And this is a secondary that the Broncos have that is still so talented with an all-pro safety in Justin Simmons, one of the best corners in all of football in Pat Surtain. But I think the run game is where they could really separate themselves. And I think that's something we've seen grow as this year's gone on, right? I think we've seen the run game kind of improve as the season's gone on. And I think that's a great sign for the Chiefs as they make this playoff push and this Super Bowl push that they're doing once again, is that you can be more balanced. And if they're more balanced, that just makes life easier on Patrick Mahomes. So I do think running the football, what Isaiah Pacheco's done over the last 4 games with, roughly like almost 90 scrimmage yards per game and, 15 or more touches in each one of those games, that's been kind of the difference. And I think running the football against this front is probably where you're going to find really just the only weakness that this Broncos defense has, and that's something they could probably exploit.
Yeah, Isaiah Pacheco has been really solid lately. I believe he has at least 60 rushing yards in 4 consecutive games. It gets overshadowed in a loss, obviously, against the Bengals, but both him and Jerick McKinnon ran the football really well. I think the Chiefs had something like 140 rushing yards in that game. And you're right, that just opens things up for Patrick Mahomes and the offense. Now, as good as the Broncos defense has been this year, you alluded to it, their offense has really struggled this season. It's dead last in points per game this year with 13.8 points per game. They really struggled to move the football. What's gone wrong for the Broncos offense this season? And for the Chiefs defense, what are some keys for them to make sure that the offense for the Broncos doesn't have any success here on Sunday?
Matt, how much time do we have on this show if you want me to talk about the Broncos' offensive issues? The list goes on, and it's nothing has really gone right for this group. And you mentioned the points per game. If you think about it this way, they're averaging 13.8 points a game. If they doubled that on Sunday, they still fall short of what the Chiefs are averaging per game at over 29 points a game. It's just remarkable. You have so many new offensive pieces in place, considering that whole offensive staff. You change play callers halfway through. You have Russell Wilson learning a new system. You have all these new pieces. Compound that with what we're going to see on Sunday. When the season started, we thought the 4 guys he was throwing the football to were all like pretty good options, and you can spread it around from Cortland Sutton to Tim Patrick to KJ Hamler to Jerry Jeudy. You're probably just going to see Jerry Jeudy on the field out of those 4 on Sunday against the Chiefs, and 3 other rookie wide receivers. This offense has been just littered with injuries. This team has more money on IR than any other team in the NFL. The injuries to obviously Garrett Bowles and Tim Patrick early in the season, Javonte Williams, it was supposed to be based off of the run. He was supposed to have a brilliant second-year campaign. Melvin Gordon can't hold on to the football, and they end up releasing him. I am going on and on because it's almost comical, everything that has gone wrong for this offense. Now, Andy Reid says that it's right on the tip of their finger, that they're right there as an offense. But, you got to get touchdowns, and you have to get conversions on third down. And that's just something they can't do. And that is the biggest crux of this entire offense, is that they can't convert third downs. They had a lot of third and manageable downs against the Ravens, and they still went 2 of 12 on third down. I mean, that's a huge issue. Keep an eye on Greg Dulcich, the rookie tight end out of UCLA. He's been one of the few bright spots of this offense. They've been putting him in more of a wide receiver role these last couple games. That's how thin they've been at the receiver spot. That's how thin they've been at on playmakers. I just think you have to get pressure on Russell Wilson, which teams have been able to do with the injuries on this offensive line. And I think you have to be, sticky in your coverage for not all that long. And I think that's going to be the biggest thing, because we haven't seen Russell Wilson scramble like we have in years past. I know Nick Bolton running the middle of that defense does a brilliant job of pretty much handling anything that gets past the defensive line. But I just think, they're not going to have their hands full by any means with 3 rookie wide receivers and Russell Wilson trying to get a rhythm with them in front of an offensive line that has been littered with injuries.
Yeah, it's been a tough go for the Broncos offense this year, and you laid out all the reasons why.
You're very polite, Matt. You're very polite. I like that.
Wilson's been under pressure all year long, as you said. He's been sacked at least twice in every game this season, 3 or more times, I believe, in all but 2 games this year. They're 30th in third down conversion rate, as you mentioned, so that's been a problem, and they've struggled in the red zone. It's a division game, though, and you never know what can happen in these games. You have to throw out the records and the stats. The Broncos have played 10 one-score games this season, so it's been close quite a bit. They just haven't been able to finish. The Chiefs in this game, it'll be tough, like it always is, whenever we play a division opponent. But what a great opportunity, once again, for the Chiefs to go into this game. If they can get the win against the Broncos, and if the Chargers lose to the Dolphins on Sunday Night Football, Kansas City will lock up a 7th consecutive AFC West title. It would be the second longest streak in NFL history. The Patriots won 11 straight from 2009 to 2019 in the AFC East. But what an amazing opportunity here for the Chiefs, and what better team to do it against than the Denver Broncos. James, awesome stuff, man. Really appreciate your time.
Thanks, buddy.